the cameras flashed, the crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. I want you to picture this. Milsons Point, Sydney. It's, what, mid-2025. You're looking up at this incredible high-rise, the Latitude building, and it's got those amazing views of the Harbor Bridge.
The iconic views, yeah.
Exactly. And to the whole world, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are still, the golden couple.
Oh, absolutely. Hollywood royalty meets country music king.
But up on the 15th floor, quietly, behind this fortress of shell companies and NDAs, a signature is drawing on a contract.
That signature, it wasn't just for an apartment. It was basically the death warrant on a 19-year marriage.
That's it. What looked like a record-breaking $8.5 million sale was really the first domino to fall in a, $325 million collapse. Welcome to StarScope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and the stories behind the fame. Today is Monday, January 19th, 2026. And the big headline is that the divorce between Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban is officially final.
But the real story here, it's not really the breakup itself. It's the mechanics of it all.
Right. We're talking about the strategic dismantling of an empire, a really shocking custody split, and these rumors of a new romance that has all of Nashville just buzzing.
It's a masterclass, really, in how the ultra-rich split up. It's calculated, it's messy, and it is fascinating.
So let's start with that secret sale, because that's what kicked it all off. The divorce was filed in September 2025, finalized January 6th, just a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But you're saying the real end was months before that. And the smoking gun is this apartment, 153355 Lavender Street.
That's it. And you have to understand their portfolio to get why this one sale matters so much.
Yeah.
This is a building where they didn't just own one apartment, they owned 6.
Just in one building.
6. They were basically buying up the whole floor, playing Tetris with the units to build this huge compound. But then, in mid-2025, while they're still all smiles in public, this one 3-bedroom unit gets quietly sold.
And quietly is the word. I looked into it. There was no for sale sign, no big glossy photos online, nothing.
Exactly. It was all hidden behind shelf companies.
Okay, so for anyone listening who isn't, a multimillionaire, break that down. A shelf company is, what, like a corporate ghost?
That's a perfect way to put it. It's a company that exists on paper, but it does nothing. It just sits on a shelf until you need to buy or sell something without your name attached.
And in this case, the ghost was run by a very familiar face.
The companies were directed by Annette Rechner, Nicole's childhood best friend.
Which just screams strategy. I mean, if they were just downsizing, they'd list it normally. Using a shelf company with your best friend running it, that tells me they were trying to liquidate an asset without tipping off the press that the marriage was over.
And financially, it wasn't even a panic sale. They bought it in 2023 for about $7.7 million, sold it for $8.5 million. That's a 10% gain in 2 years.
That's a pretty good return.
It's a great return. But it signals what we call capital asset realignment.
That sounds so sterile for something that's clearly so emotional.
That's the point. It is sterile. It's step one in dividing up a massive fortune. You turn things you can't split, like an apartment, into cash that you can.
And the fortune is huge. The combined wealth is around $325 million.
Yeah, with Nicole having the lion's share at about $250 million and Keith around $75 million.
And the property they own is just staggering. It's not just Sydney.
No, it's global. There's the Queen of Northumberland estate in Nashville. That's their main home base.
And the Bunya Hill farm in Australia, the one with the alpacas.
The one with the alpacas, yeah, and the Black Angus cattle. That's Nicole's sanctuary. Then there's a place in Beverly Hills, probably for Keith's work, and a duplex in New York. We're talking $60 million just in property.
And this is usually where divorces get really, really ugly, fighting over the art, the furniture, whatever. But the reports say this was a blueprint for a non-contentious split. How is that even possible after almost 2 decades?
Because they had almost no joint assets. That is the key here.
Wait, what? They were married for 19 years and didn't own things together?
Not legally, no. The Nashville house is in a trust. The farm is in another trust. Nicole and Keith, the couple, didn't own them. Entity A and Entity B did, so there was nothing to split. She keeps her trusts, he keeps his. The money part was almost automatic.
That is. Wow. It's incredibly smart, but it's also a little unromantic, don't you think? Like you're planning your escape route from day one.
Or you're just protecting 2 massive individual empires. It's practical, but yeah, it definitely removes that what's mine is yours idea from the whole thing.
So, okay, the money was the easy part. But you have to hear about this custody arrangement. There's a set of numbers 306 versus 59 that has everyone just speechless. And later, we'll get to the 26-year-old singer who is calling the rumors about her and Keith ridiculous.
But yeah, let's talk about this custody bombshell first, because normally, you expect 50-50 or something close to it.
Right. The courts push for equal time. But this is 306 days for Nicole and 59 for Keith. That's the official plan for their daughters, Sunday Rose, who's 17, and Faith Margaret, who's 15.
It's so incredibly lopsided. Nicole is the primary residential parent. Keith gets just 59 days a year.
59 days. Let's just break that down. It's basically every other weekend. But the detail in the court documents that really got me was that his weekend starts Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning to Sunday evening.
Not even Friday night. You miss the start of the weekend. That feels, I don't know, it feels like you're visiting a relative, not their dad.
It does. Now, you have to consider his touring schedule. He's on the road a lot.
Yeah.
It's possible this is just the guaranteed minimum, and maybe they're more flexible in reality.
Maybe. But on paper, for a guy who's always been seen as such a devoted dad, that number is just stark. And then there's the money. This blew my mind. They both obviously earn way more than $100K a month, so they both waived alimony, standard stuff. But Keith pays $0 in monthly child support. Zero.
But, and this is the crazy part, he prepaid it.
Prepaid child support. Is that even a real thing? How do you do that?
It is. In these high-asset divorces, it's a lump sum settlement. Basically, the lawyers get together, they calculate the cost of everything. Private school, nannies, health insurance, all of it. Through high school graduation, they land on a number. Keith writes a massive check, and it's done.
So he just cut one check and said, okay, I'm good.
Pretty much. It creates a clean financial break. No monthly payments, no arguments if his income changes.
But it feels so transactional. Here's the cash for school. See you on Saturday.
It can definitely feel that way. The argument for it is that it stops money from being used as a weapon later on. But the question is, if you're not seeing the bills every month, do you feel less involved?
That is the big question. And what about holidays? That's where things get really emotional.
It's all very structured. Keith gets every Father's Day, Nicole gets Mother's Day and Easter, and for Christmas they alternate. Nicole got them for 2025.
And the reports were she took them to Australia, to the farm.
Right. Back to her sanctuary.
Now, you mentioned something about decision-making authority. Usually parents agree to decide things together.
They did agree to that. They have to consult on big things like religion, medical stuff.
Yeah.
But, and this is a huge but, if they can't agree, Nicole has final decision-making authority.
Wow. So she has the final say, the veto power.
She holds the veto, which suggests that everyone, maybe even Keith himself, agrees that she's the primary stabilizing parent right now.
And that totally tracks with the rumors we're hearing about the family dynamic, right? That the girls are siding with their mom. 3 against 1 is the phrase I keep seeing.
And you see it in the pictures. Nicole with the girls in Paris, arm in arm in Sydney. It's a very united front. It's a visual of that 306-day reality.
If you are as shocked by those custody numbers as I am, make sure you're subscribed. We dig into these court docs so you don't have to. Just hit that button on your favorite app.
Okay, so let's shift to the aftermath, because we are seeing two very, very different post-divorce vibes in 2026.
Different vibes is an understatement. Okay, first, Nicole. January 2nd, she posts a photo. It's her and the girls. Their backs are to the camera, and they're watching the Sydney Harbor fireworks.
And the caption was just, looking forward into 2026X.
It's so simple, but it screams unbothered, resilient.
Totally. And then you look at her career, she's not hiding away. She's co-chairing the Met Gala this year with Beyonce and Venus Williams.
That's a power trio right there.
It really is. She is signaling she is not the ex-wife. She's an icon. She's entering this era of, like, cultural dominance.
Meanwhile, Keith is on a totally different planet.
He's getting very introspective. He did his first interview on this YouTube show, The Experience.
And he said he's not listening to music right now. For a musician, that's a lot.
It is. He said he's reading philosophical poetry instead.
Philosophical poetry. Okay. That's a shift.
He's talking about simplifying and how you introduce yourself to the day. It's all very, someone processing a major life change. It's the sad artist pivot.
And, of course, the rumor is that he's in a Nashville studio right now recording a breakup album.
Which could be absolutely explosive. A whole album about a 19-year marriage unraveling. That's Adele territory. That's Lemonade territory.
But, okay, Keith says he's simplifying, but the reports are saying his love life is getting really complicated.
And this is where it all gets a bit messy.
Yeah. We've got rumors of a new girlfriend who is 32 years younger than him, NDAs being passed around, and a very angry Instagram denial.
So the Daily Mail and the New York Post are reporting he's moved in with someone new.
And the name everyone's talking about is Karley Scott Collins. She's 26 years old, a rising country singer.
And not coincidentally, she was the opening act for his High and Alive tour.
And here's the timing. She released her album, which is called Flight Risk, on the exact same day the divorce news officially broke.
You can't make that up. But to be fair, she has denied it. Just yesterday, she posted on her Instagram stories.
Yeah, she didn't hold back. She wrote, "Y'all, this is absolutely ridiculous and untrue," in all caps.
It's a strong denial. But the rumors are sticking around because of other reports that Keith is making his romantic partners sign NDAs.
Ugh, an NDA for a date? That feels so cynical.
Or protective, depending on how you look at it. The word is he wants to keep this new chapter private. But it creates this cloud of suspicion.
And let's just talk about the optics for a second. He's 58, she's 26. Whether it's true or not, that's a 32-year age gap.
And that age gap is crucial when you think about his daughters.
Yeah.
Sunday is 17, Karley's 26. There's less than a decade between his daughter and his rumored girlfriend.
Oof, when you put it like that.
That's why that 3-against-1 dynamic makes so much sense.
Yeah.
If the feeling in the family is that dad is moving on with women their age, of course they're going to rally around their mom.
It just reinforces that whole Team Nicole narrative we're seeing play out.
Exactly. She's projecting stability in family. He's projecting introspection and messy tabloid drama. In the court of public opinion, she is winning by a mile.
So, to wrap this up, the sale of that apartment was the first signal. The 306-day custody split was the harsh reality. And that looking forward post, that's the future.
It's a complete restructuring of a life.
Yeah.
They dismantled a $325 million empire with, surgical precision. But the emotional fallout is still settling.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Keith is supposedly in a studio writing this very personal breakup album, but legally they've agreed to be silent and amicable. They paid millions for a clean, quiet split.
But art is always the loophole.
That's exactly. If he releases an album full of lyrics about the end of their marriage, does that just shatter the peace they legally engineered? Can you really buy silence when your life is your art?
And on the other side of it, can a relationship with your teenage daughters survive when it's prepaid and scheduled for only 59 days a year?
That's the question. Money can buy a clean divorce, but it can't buy connection. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood.
Thanks for tuning in.
And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.